Hey guys, welcome back to Sun Crypto. In today's content, we'll talk about BTC. We'll take a look at BTC on a 3D basis and all that good stuff and what type of a price action we could be anticipating over the next like a few days or weeks, okay, or even month going forward, right? So first thing first, all right, I'm just gonna get these moving averages out of the way for Leroy, right? So the first moving average right here, that's our 100 EMA, right? And the second moving average right here, right, the red one, that is our weekly 200 SMA. Okay, Leroy, so don't get confused with these two red lines, right, and all that good stuff, right? So if we take a look at BTC on a 3D basis, what we've been saying over the last few weeks or even years is like, once we start to follow our trend in any direction, up or down, if the trend is bullish, right, we'll stay with the trend till we get a negative momentum on our 3D basis. Okay, that hasn't changed for BTC, right? Yes, you could be making a strong argument like, hey, the 3D MACD is about to cross bearish. That's a good sign, okay, for the bears, right? But a good sign for the bulls is like we're still above our 3D 21 EMA. Okay, I will not be hesitating to flip bearish if we open and close a candle below the 3D 21 EMA, and at the same time being below the weekly 21 EMA. The weekly 21 EMA, it is at 21k, 21.1 give or take, okay, for Leroy 21.186, okay, to be exact, right? And you know, if we can stay above the 21k over the next like a few weeks, okay, that could still give bulls, right, that could still give bulls a, some confidence level to break out to the upside and trying to take out the weekly 200 SMA right here, right? So the weekly 200 SMA being pretty, I don't use it a lot, but I just have to mention it because some of you guys like to pay attention to it, so I'm just gonna mention it for you guys, okay? But the weekly 50 EMA is close enough, is good enough, but we will just add the weekly 200 SMA and all that good stuff, right? So when it comes to the volume, you can see the volume, we're getting another structure in terms of like a lower prices and lower volume, decreasing volume, decreasing prices, right? So that is a good sign for the bulls in terms of the weekly time frame, okay? I know most bulls want price action to just spike. Excuse me. I know some bulls or many bulls, okay, or all the bulls, they want price action to spike to the upside and basically pump all the way up to 30k, 40k, but it won't be a healthy breakout. All right. So since like we started to break out from the 15k, 16k area, we pump like nearly over 50%, right? Let's double check for Leroy right here. So we pump like 60% and so, right? So that is a big move in a bear market, right? That is a big move in a bear market. So I'm not surprised at all. BTC is moving sideways for like a 45 days and so on, right? So we basically started the sideways correction on January 23rd, right? And it is over basically 40 days we've been moving, nearly 40 days we've been moving sideways and all that good stuff, right? So we'll see over the next like a few weeks if bulls going to be holding the range 21k, 22k down to 21k area, basically the 3D 21 and the weekly 21 EMA, okay, the 3D 21 EMA and the weekly 21 EMA, okay. So we'll see in terms of indicators, right, weekly indicators. MACD is not showing any sign of bearishness, so I don't see us capitulating like 40-50% drop with a positive MACD like that. Just like I said on the 3D basis back in back in October, I was saying like I don't see BTC dropping 50% with a positive MACD, okay, on the 3D basis. So same thing applies on the weekly basis. Same thing applies on the weekly basis. I'm not saying it cannot drop, but all I'm saying is it could be a tough, it could be a tough time for the bears to try to capitulate the price and all that good stuff with low volume. okay, with low volume. So they got to increase the volume and create some panics and all that good stuff and all that nonsense actually. And you know, some people might be panicking and selling the bottom and all that good stuff, right? But as of now, price action, it is above the weekly 21. It is above the 3D 21. Weekly MACD is positive, okay? The 3D, you know, 21 EMA supporting the price. 3D MACD slightly negative, but we tend to see these, okay? Sometimes price action can be so volatile and your MACD going to a flip negative, but it could be a slight, you know, negative crossover, just like what we had on the 2D basis. If you recall right here, after our negative crossover, I was not bearish on the 2D. And you can see I even drew a possible sideways correction back then when price action was right here at 21.5. What I said was like, guys, expect more sideways correction just like that. So we will see if the flat correction going to be playing out. However, if we break out below it right here, right, that could send us down to a, you know, 0.618, just about like a, you know, 18.7 down to like a 17.2 at point, you know, 0.786. All right, but we will talk about it if and only if we close below our weekly 21 EMA. We'll start to talk about 0.618 at, you know, 18.7, 18.7K Leroy, and down to a 17.2K, right, and all that good stuff, which is our, you know, just about like our yearly low, give or take, okay? Our yearly low actually around like a 16.3, but 17 is good enough and all that good stuff, right? But we will see, okay, if we're going to get the chance to print that setup, because that's the same setup we had at the top, right? When BTC was right here, I talked about it in my premium, right? When BTC was right here, we said, okay, we got a bullish pattern. However, we got a double top, a flat correction right here. However, if we break the bottom right there, right, and break out below our 3D 21 EMA, right, we're going to flip bearish. We're just going to pack our bags, right? So that could be the same setup we could be seeing right here, right? That could be, all right? It is possible. I'm not saying it will, but it is something like I'm pretty aware of, right? And if we do print it, we just have to pack our bags and start to you know, go with the trend until we get another positive momentum to the upside and all that good stuff, right? All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching.